mean. Sometimes they're just evil. So back in the 60s and 70s, 1960s and 1970s, there was a song that Carole King actually wrote and sung, and it was made famous by a singer named James Taylor. It's "You've Got a Friend." It's actually the reason why I put out my cell phone number where you can text me, 412-559-2731. But in this case, it's about this business of people being cruel. There's a bunch of lyrics in there, and both Carole King and James Taylor in the song "You've Got a Friend," they say people can be so cruel, they'll hurt you. I think it says they'll hurt you and desert you. And then it says other things about how cruel they are. And then he says, "Oh, but don't you let them." And then he'll say, then the line starts again. "You just call out my name." And I can't remember the lyrics right now. So just look it up here on YouTube. "You've Got a Friend." Listen to Carole King's version. Listen to James Taylor's version. Now, I'm sitting here in the parking lot of a Costco, and as a matter of fact, it's cold out. So that's the reason why right now I can't remember the words. But I gotta tell you, there's some mean people out there. There's some outright evil people. But you can't let them do it. But then let me tell you another little something. A lot of times people are evil and they don't even realize they're being evil. Let me give you a perfect example. Let us just say that you are in school. Okay, I was wondering why my light went out. You're in school. You're a young child, hypothetically. Better not be any children on here, but you get the point. When you're told you can't do something, or you're not good enough, that messes with your mind. There are billions of people on this planet who still are not living their fullest because of it. Hello, Jen. And also, geez, my bald head's showing. It looks like, oh, Jimmy. Looks like maybe Deontay. I'm sure I'm having a little bit of a problem. It should have, no, it looks like double barrel. Okay, double barrel. Man, a little bit earlier today, I was about ready to tell somebody what time it was. Let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, I'm a Christian. I ain't supposed to say the things I wanted to say, but let me just say this. I'm going to put it to you this way. Back in the 1990s or early 2000s, I listened to a naughty song. And it was a song called "Party Up." And it was from, like, I believe DMX. And it said, "Y'all gonna make me lose my mind up in here. And it said a lot of other stuff. Now, it said words in there that I did not like. Picking on women and saying a word that I did not like. We won't even go there. I suggest that tonight you go and look up "Party Up" by DMX. And you look up "You've Got a Friend." But let me get back to "You've Got a Friend" for New York Minute here. That song is the reason why I give you my number. 412-559-2731. That's my real texting number. Why do I really do it? You might be wondering, isn't this guy afraid of people? I mean, they can stalk him and all that. Listen, number one, I believe in God. Now, if you're atheist, I love you all too. But here's the deal. Am I afraid? Well, let me answer it this way. I started Humanity Matters Live in 2004. Okay? Now, when I started Humanity Matters Live, let me give you a little something. Hold on, I got to turn this back on for a minute. Give me New York second. I can't put that on, but put our seats on. We have heated seats in the front. We're blessed that way. So back in 2004, I started my television show. Yeah, a TV series. I'm actually a 19 years veteran TV talk show host. No lie, that's the truth. Now, here's the thing though. Back in 2004, you want to talk about being courageous. Well, I told the people at the studio, this time, I told people at the studio I was going to play the race card. I said, I'm going to play the race card. The people I spoke to, let's just put it this way, they could have wanted to knock me upside the head. And I said, I'm going to play the race card. And for a second or two, I wanted people to think that I was some kind of evil man. Just to get their reaction, okay? I'm going to be honest. But here's what I really did. I changed it 1,000%. And all the glory goes to God. It's not me. It's God. But here's what I did. I talked about why there shouldn't be any kind of separation, actually, of the human race. Why we should be like the elements, like rain. We should be like fire and water. We should be like wind and, what have you. Why do I say that? I say it for this reason, everybody. The reason why natural disasters exist is because water, and I'm not saying I want natural disasters. I never want to see another one. But what I'm saying is the water does not discriminate. The water does not separate. The water doesn't say, oh, you're this pigmentation, you're this whatever. But humanity, for some reason, we think we're all so smart and all this other jazz, right? But yet and still, humanity hates people, and other people that don't look like them. They're not their nationality, they're not their pigmentation, whatever the reason is. So here's the thing, friends. No, I don't have a problem with giving out my phone number, my texting number, 412-559-2731. You know why? Because people out there need somebody that cares. Well, guess what? I care. Now, I admit I didn't get a chance to shave lately. I need to do that. And just for the record, sometimes I don't shave for a while because I have what they call that sensitive skin. And so even if I use what they call an electric razor, a cordless razor, or even as much as a sensitive old school razor, that stuff don't feel good. A lot of times I'll get, nicks and cuts and all that stuff. Sorry I look like a werewolf. I apologize. But here's my point. I don't have a problem giving you my number. No. 412-559-2731. You see, I actually love people. Even when they get on my last nerve. So much so, I feel like going to the nearest hospital, be like, I need a new set of nerves. Give me a nerves transplant. Because they done got on my last nerve. Yeah, sometimes I be feeling like that. But I don't have a problem with hearing people tell me what's going on in their life. Good, bad, or pretty or ugly. Because I care. And here's why I made this video. I'm streaming live. Here's the reason that I put, don't let them do it. Basically, I forget what exactly it is. But basically, people are cruel. Now, people are good too. There's a lot of lovable, fantastic people on this planet. But there's mean-spirited people. Now, with me, I just have to say, bless their hearts. Because, truly, we do need to bless their hearts. If they're evil, we need to bless their hearts if we believe in a higher power. But here's the thing. I'm going to tell you straight out. I am a Christian. Make no mistake. But I struggle with, a lot of times I do struggle being a Christian. Because I'm also the man who advocates for what is right. I'm also the man who helps people when they need help. I'm also the man that points out the truth. Let me tell you a little something. When the Black Lives Matter movement hit the United States, I got on my TV series and I said, man, I'm so tired of hearing about Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. I'm tired of it. And people thought I was a nasty, racist knucklehead. No. I did it because it ticked me, it made me upset. And here's why. We should not be asking if Black Lives Matter. There should never have been a movement, nor should there ever again be a movement for Black Lives Matter, Caucasian Lives Matter, Asian Lives Matter, Native American. I don't care where you live. I don't care who you are. Guess what? Here's the memo that everybody on the planet should get. You matter. Let me say that again. In case you're out there dealing with sexism, racism, I don't know, genderism. I don't know if genderism is a word yet, but, I call it as I see it. Sorry about that. My voice got a wee bit loud. But I'm going to tell you a little something. There's also a new one that should be called, I don't know what I would name it. I wouldn't call it nationalism, but it's almost like politicalism, if you want to call it. I know it's not a word yet, but it should be called politicalism. Let me tell you a little something about me. I'm proud to be a person who you might call a progressive. I'm proud to be a person who you may call a liberal. And I'm proud to have voted Democrat almost in my entire life. And I'm glad I voted the way that I have over the years. But here's what I am not. Here is what I am not. I'm not a hater of conservatives. No, I'm not a hater of Republicans or libertarians or anybody. I don't hate the person. I may not like the policy. I may want that person voted out. But I don't hate the person. Now, is it true that I disassociated from some of my Republican friends? Oh, you better believe I did. But not for the reason that most people think. You see, I disassociated from them. I still love them. But the problem I have is that they would get on the phone with me and be picking on any of the persons that they didn't like and saying horrendous things, hateful things, vile things. And I'm like, listen, if I don't say that about the people you like, you don't have a right to say that about me or my people that I like. You see, here's the deal. Donald Trump, Kamala Harris, and anybody and everybody in between. We may not like their policies. We may want change, whether it's Republican, Democrat, or in between. I don't have a problem with that. What I have a problem with is this hatred, or like I said, politicalism. If you want to coin that, fine, I don't care. It's like racism, only it's hatred of the other side. I don't hate the conservative people. I may hate policy, but I don't hate them. And here's the other thing. I'm not even a Democrat. I'm not a pure progressive. I'm not a pure anything. You know what I really am? I'm a human being, and I'm an American. And it would be real nice if the majority of Americans would realize we are Americans. I don't want to get on a tangent, but I guess I already am. My fellow Americans, I got to say it like this. If you are a registered Republican or a registered Democrat, and that's the only thing you want to believe, the only policies you're okay with, you're being lied to and you're being deluded. And that goes for Democrats and Republicans. Why do I say that? Guys and gals, it's like this. No government of the United States has ever kept their word. You see, back in Civil War, during the Civil War, Abraham Lincoln, a Republican, by the way, one of my favorite presidents, by the way, a Republican. Guess what? He said all men have a right to honorable employment and a fair chance in the race of life. Well, guess what? It never happened. Even he couldn't get it done. Now, I believe in Abraham Lincoln. And it wasn't his fault that it didn't come to pass. Obviously, we know what happened to him. But here's why we don't have a fair chance in the race of life for men or women. Here's why all these terrible things happen in the United States. And economically, you're not a billionaire or a millionaire and all that. It's because you're not allowed to be, for the most part. But we can change all that. Oh, this ain't that live stream. But I promise you, it's coming. It's coming in as a video or a live stream. See, I'm going to do the breakdown. Okay? Because here's what I want for you. I want the most liberal, ultra-conservative human being to have a life filled with absolute abundance. So they can get whatever they need for themselves, their family, 24 hours a day. I want to see every Democrat be able to get what they need. I want to see every American of every political and non-political stripe. You see, I'm not going to segregate. I'm not going to put that hate out. Most people think I hate Trump. I hate his actions. A lot of people say, well, Trump really isn't what you think he is, and you're not getting the right picture, you're brainwashed, and all that stuff. Listen, I'm not going to go there. But I do know what I know. What I know, you don't know. And I'm not saying it in an ignorant way. And I don't mean all of you. But here's what I do know about Trump. And I'm not here to pick on Trump. Because I don't hate Trump. I don't hate Trump. I don't hate Trump. No, I'm not trying to be like a broken record over here. I'm not trying to do a loop. But I want to be very clear. I hate actions. I hate policies. Guess what? Breaking news. Their Democratic policies, I hate it. Y'all think just because, I'm not saying you, but a lot of people think, oh, if it's a Democrat, he just agree to everything. No. As a matter of fact, I got to say this, and I'm sorry, but I got to go back to Humanity Matters Live for New York Minute. This will illustrate how wrong they are. Okay, let me share this with you. I got to look right here. I'm going to say hi to my fans here. Captain America! Demo crap. It says demo. I'm not going to say that word. And then don't share under Browski. See, that's what I'm talking about, guys. You're doing wrong doing that in the chat. You're being lied to, guys. You see, you got to remember something. I could give you the truth. And it ain't no fake news. I give you, man, when I do my other live, and it is coming, God willing. A lot of people on both sides of the political stream, you're going to be wetting your pants. So I suggest when I put that one out there, and I'm not trying to be ignorant, you might want to use the restroom before you tune in when I do that. You just might want to use the restroom because you're going to be wetting yourself when you find out the truth. Yeah, well, I'm not going to say you're going to be because I'm not God. You might. And no, I'm not trying to be funny. Let me share a little something with you, though. Everybody thinks that I'm an automatic Democrat, or I'm a liberal, or I'm a lover of all Democrats. Yeah, okay. You see, my girlfriend Annette is in my vehicle with me right now.
Hi.
I didn't turn it towards you. You can just say hi. Hold up. Go ahead, say it.
Hi.
Thank you. She was on that episode. She may not remember, but let me tell you something. President Obama signed into law an act that was passed by the majority of Republicans and the majority of Democrats, both sides. I believe it was the last day of 2009, if I recall. No, 2008, I believe. And they extended this law, and the provision in this particular law, my friends, allowed for our U.S. government to detain anyone as an enemy combatant. And there was an addendum put in this law that meant every single person in America, that means you, could be locked up indefinitely without an attorney. You could have even been, I don't want to say the word K, but you could be, under that law, you could be taken out, and I don't mean for chicken. And he signed it. The Democrats and the Republicans passed it, and he signed it. And they did it on New Year's Eve. Now, I like President Obama. Do you want to know what I said on live television? I said, the President of the United States, Mr. President Obama, should be tried for treason. At that time, I said he should be tried for treason for signing that into law. At that time, I said every member of Congress that voted for this should be tried for treason under that law. So, what's the point here? The point is this, friends. If the Democrats do wrong, I'm going to call it out. And if the Democrats do right, I'm going to call it out. And if the Republicans do wrong, I'm going to call it out. And if the Republicans do right, guess what? I'm going to call it out. I'm the real fair and balanced. So, in closing, before I get done with this political stuff, when I say I know more than some of the people who think they know about the truth about Trump, let me be very clear. They don't. How do I know? What do I know? See, all the glory goes to God. But here's what I know. I know that Trump said he doesn't want a win-win situation in business. Donald Trump, our future person in the White House.
Dictator.
I'm not going to go there. Don't go there, please. Not now. I read his books.
There.
Well, please let me say this. I read Mr. Trump's books. Oh, yeah. He said, I don't want a win-win situation. He basically, I don't remember the exact words. He basically said he wants to get the better of the person. That's not a good leader, friends. He said other things in these books. So you might be saying, well, what books were they? Well, actually, I can't recall which ones they were. They're somewhere in my house. If I could ever find them, I'll let you all know. But I don't believe it was the art. Excuse me, it wasn't the art of the deal. But it was one that he had co-written, I believe, with the Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki book. And I think it might have been called We Want You to Be Rich, Or it might have been called They Want You to Be Rich. I think They Want You to Be Rich because it was both. He supposedly wrote it and Robert Kiyosaki, The Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Well, at any rate, I read the book. And the things he said, because I used to like Donald Trump. Oh, man, believe it. Believe that. I used to like Donald Trump. I'm not saying I don't like him now. I don't like his actions. Big difference. Big difference. I don't like his actions. Big difference. But here's the thing, guys and gals. If you say you don't want to see somebody have a win-win situation and you want to crush them, which is basically what he said in the book. He wrote it. This is before he even thought about being in politics, so you can't say fake news or any of that lovable stuff you might want to say. It's a fact. That's why I have an issue with him. Any man or woman that says they want to crush you in business or in any way, that's not a good person. And I'm sorry to crush all the Trump supporters and all the quote-unquote MAGA or MAGA, my fault, not MAGA, but MAGA, or Make America Great Again. Yeah, right. I got some bad news for you. Man's not going to make America great. You may love him, and that's all good. And I don't hate him. I hate policy. But let me tell you something. If you think that he's going to make America great again, it's a lie. And if you buy that, you're buying rotten eggs. It's like you're going to the store and buying rotten eggs. That's what you're buying, my friends. You're buying a bunch of rotten, poisoned eggs. You don't believe me? Get a hold of his books and read them yourself. Go ahead, read them. And he said it himself, guys and gals. Now, let me tell you something else. Let's say Harris would have won. This man doesn't give anybody a free pass. No, I don't. If they're doing right, I bring it out. Let them do wrong, and I bring it out. Now, y'all might be thinking, this guy's nothing but talk. He can't prove to me that he brings it out. He didn't say that about Obama. Oh, I said it all right. The unfortunate thing is I don't remember what episode. I believe that it may have been, and I'm not sure, but it may have been sometime in January 2009, because it was like the next episode after New Year's, because they had signed that law. Unfortunately, I think it was, I don't know, I think it might have been FISA. I can't remember, no, I don't remember that. I don't think it was that. Can't remember the exact, no, it wasn't that. It was something else. North American. It was something like National, oh, I know what it was. It was the National Defense Authorization Act. National Defense Authorization Act. Go take a good look at it. Research it online. The National Defense Authorization Act, I believe is what it was, the NDAA. And they put a provision in there that essentially meant anybody in America that was accused of doing the T word, and I ain't going to even say the word, you know, T as in 2001, 9/11 type of stuff. Yeah. Well, they made this act have a provision that if you were called if you were called a T, you could be taken away and never heard of again. And that included every single American. And as a result of them doing that, and the President Obama at the time, when he signed it into law, I called him and every Democrat that signed it, you know, that voted for it in favor of it, and every Republican, I called them out. I don't care if you're a Democrat, you don't get a pass. You don't get a pass from me. If you want a pass, you better go find a passerby, because you ain't getting one from me. Now, I said everything I said it to say this. I tell the truth. And I love y'all. Whether you put silly stuff in here that I don't agree with or not, it's all good. Bless your heart. Love y'all. But here's the thing, guys and gals. There's a lot of cruel people out there. And they're going to cut you down. Try to hold you down. Tell you aren't smart enough. Well, you may be the most conservative man or woman that lived in the United States. I'm telling you, you are smart enough. You just got to believe it. You got to believe it, guys and gals. And you are capable of greatness. Because God created you. God created all of us, the evil people and the good. All of us. Every Republican was created by the Lord thy God. Every Democrat was created by the Lord thy God. Every independent was created by the Lord thy God. Every libertarian was created by the Lord thy God. Every Green Party member was created by the Lord thy God. So how about every Republican, every Democrat, and everybody in between? Why don't we remember the name of our country and start acting like it? I don't care if you're a Republican. I love you. You may be misinformed a lot of times. And yeah, all Democrats are misinformed too. A lot of times. It ain't one-sided over here. But make no mistake, guys and gals. We're going to fix the United States of America. And we are going to work on becoming the United States of America. Now, I'm going to give you some shocking breaking news. With your help, we might just have to possibly create a brand new political party. And it will be filled with Republicans. Former Republicans, that is. And it's going to be filled with Democrats. Former Democrats. And former Greens. And former Libs. Now you might be thinking, what's the acronym for this brand new political party? God willing, it will come to pass. You know what the acronym is? RAP. R-A-P-P. Yeah, like hip hop. The acronym is RAP. But it stands for Real Americans Patriot Party. I want you to jot that down in your computer or your text. Just make a text. If we can find a way to form this party, I want all sides to be involved in it. But here's the deal. We're not going to kill each other verbally over any candidate. We're going to be nice. We're going to love each other. How about that? How about you join the Real Americans Patriots Party? Or the Real Americans Patriot Party? If we can get it together. See, because I don't hate anybody. Policy, maybe. But by the way, just end one more thing here with regards to that. Until we come up with an additional party, it doesn't matter who gets in office. It's not going to help you all that much. I'm not trying to burst your bubble. I'm being honest. Oh, don't worry. I got some other plans that will help you. That will help you with God's mighty help. Yes. Because I sure ain't going to wait for the government. Because guess what? If we wait for any politician to do the right thing, There's an old song by Lionel Richie. And if we start the day hoping and waiting for the politicians to do the right thing and for the politicians to help us get a hand up and to help us become millionaires and billionaires, if we wait for the politicians and we start early in the morning, in the words of Lionel Richie, we'll be waiting all night long, all day and all night. Yeah, we'll be waiting all night long. But let me tell you something. There's somebody right here who was in the chat, may still be here, I don't know. But it's a young lady named Jen. And she is a part of what I'm talking about. And she's succeeding. So I got something for us. With God's mighty help, I got something for us. And I ain't waiting for anybody to tell me how to succeed. Not me. Y'all might. Love you. Y'all might, but I'm not. And I'm already moving on to success. Matter of fact, I'm going to share a little something with you. Before I left Costco, I gave out one of my business cards to a young man. And I said, pass it on to somebody you think would like to earn some extra income, additional income. I said, do you mind? He's like, no. So somebody may go to the website. They may watch the 5-minute video. And they may take action. And with God's mighty help, that person will be successful. Because we're going to help that person. Oh, we're going to do everything we can. But make no mistake, I'm going to keep fighting, guys and gals. I'm going to keep fighting for what's right. And for, just to give full disclosure, I don't know if the Obama episode is actually, I don't remember if it was 2008. Might have been, I don't know. It was during one of the years during his first or second administration. What I can tell you is it happened on the last day of that year. It was like December the 31st. And it is related to the NDAA, the National Defense Authorization Act, and the provision allowed for any American to be detained and a bunch of other fun stuff. But in closing, I love all of you. I'm going to keep giving out my cell phone number. And with God's mighty help, I'm going to help to keep hope alive. I'm going to help, like Jesse Jackson back in the day said, let's keep hope alive. So I don't care what you are politically. I don't care if you're where you are, in terms of believing or not believing in a higher power. I believe God. Yes, I do. But I don't discriminate. I love all of you. So you might want to deal with that one. Sorry. If you can't handle it, well, you're just going to have to deal with it. Because I love you. I may not like what you do, but I love you. For now, I'm going to drive on out of here and head on back to the fort. God bless each and every one of you. And remember, text me at 412-559-2731. Love all of y'all.